Innovation. We all know that innovation is important. However, we all know that we also need to do it efficiently. The question is how to do that. And we have an expert on the matter with us here today. Hello and welcome, and Thoresen, the author of the book Decoding Efficiency and Innovation.
Good afternoon, Niels, and thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for taking the time. And of course, my first question is, I saw that you work in real life experience here. You work in the Strabag joint venture, Skanska cost train. So you do not come from a theoretical background. You do all of what we're talking about today. You do this in real life. And of course, when you have all that work, my first question is, why did you write the book? And of course, what is it about? Because probably you are busy enough in your real life. So why write a book and what's the content?
So it's very interesting, and yes, of course, it's I face this at my work, and also every business and every profit-seeking organization wants two things: is to operate efficiently and to innovate. Efficiency and innovations are not opposites, but they do not travel easily together. So the book was born from questions, not from answers. When
Hmm.
artificial intelligence entered the public stage, it promised both speed and innovation. But I was wondering if this promise actually is simple as it sounded. So was the main reason I wanted to understand more. So I decided to research and share it with people.
Excellent. So when we talk about the first part of the book, which is about the present, so when we see the present, of course, we all know daily business has to prevail. We all need to get things done. While at the same time, we know that innovation is something that happens in the future, but we have to deal with that right now. How would you approach this? How do you get the structural efficiency in place while we all know that today we are extremely busy with doing daily tasks?
So it's not the answer is not like a straightforward is something. In reality, they, as I said, they are not opposites, but a holding balance is not easy. Was why I explored this topic deeply. So, and the first part is about system thinking and present. And I question myself if we're already using what we have in the world in the best possible way. So, and I look at this from different perspective, from micro and macro perspective.
Hmm.
So, what is happening from from micro corporate perspective? Efficiency and innovation often seen as different. Why? Because innovation is something, like you said, is related to the future. It's something not completely proven,
Hmm.
and efficiency scale on what is already known. But it's possible to blend them both and innovate. But sometimes they also contradict each other as well.
Hmm.
So what I also found, what is interesting and kind of like a paradox, because at macro and corporate level, often businesses select efficiency to boost short-term profit
Yeah.
because innovation is something long-term. It's something deals with uncertainty,
Hmm.
and it's not an easy balance. And often people feel like if you will just try to be efficient operationally, you basically can boost the profit and you will be well off. So at macro level, the picture is different because macroeconomics see innovation as a dynamic efficiency, as a dynamic form of efficiency. And this is kind of misalignment of scale because for macroeconomics, innovation as a dynamic form of efficiency is the strongest engine of progress and growth over time. So here is clearly a paradox of misalignment of time scale.
Hmm.
Macro thinks in decades and micro thinks in quarters, which
Yeah.
is interesting. The first part also include practical chapters like operational efficiency, energy efficiency, structural efficiency, which link to also to first principle thinking. And this chapter is actually very interesting because structural efficiency is not something only related to design and engineering. It also it can be related to architecture, like let's say like well-designed bridge, but also a wing of the bird, or it can be a business model. In this case, actually, an interesting example with General Electrics. General Electrics in early 1980s, under Jack Welch, grew from $12 billion in value. By 2001, they reached almost 400 billion. Later on, because of the complexity of the group, the business lost focus and also significant value. And after that, they had a lot of changes with leadership, and they couldn't maintain this easily. And only in 2024, after restructuring efficiently their business and breaking down into three groups, into three independent publicly traded companies, they basically achieved a focus of the business, clarity, and restored value as well.
Yeah, you just mentioned leadership here. What do you think? Because you also mentioned modern leadership in your book. What do you think? How important is leadership, and how can we deliver modern leadership in these contexts?
Well, I think leadership is, of course, is very important, but what my book is focusing, I have three chapters on modern leadership. It's Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, and Elon Musk. But the focus of these chapters is not something about what they achieved. It's more about how actually they approach innovation and efficiency. So the book reveals their path. With Jeff Bezos, he's fusing innovation and efficiency together because he's very good at compounding system and he's relentless optimizer. He's doing both. He is managing, innovate both, and his thinking actually is also interesting. He thinks very long term because we know that Amazon is actually was operating for a very long time without profit. For Steve Jobs, he didn't focus on efficiency immediately. His focus was on design, on quality. But because of his relentless focus on excellence in the product, efficiency followed this process. So he scaled it later on. And with Elon Musk, it's much more extreme because speed is a part of the design, the way how he approaches innovation. He is approaching from first principle thinking and also fuse this with extreme deadlines. So it's kind of like different perspective, but I think what is interesting, even though the perspective is different and skills as well, the approaches, but they're all transferable and people can apply them.
Absolutely. And you also mention in your book AI and quantum technology. Anyone now knows that AI is going to be a game changer in many businesses. However, many people are unsure what is the role of AI regarding innovation. What's your take on innovation, AI, quantum technology? What, in your opinion, which role is this going to play?
So the wave is massive, is very big, and AI is very noisy. The way how I approach and provide information in my book, I try to cut through noise and through the hype. What I want to say, first of all, AI is very visible. It's on the surface. It's everywhere, and it's easy to notice. And it's become louder and louder. what is interesting, quantum computing is less visible. It's underneath the surface. But what is interesting also, a profound loop is happening, which many overlook this. So AI is advancing development of quantum technologies now. And quantum technologies in time will help speed up more further AI, which is it's kind of like loop and fusion process. Because right now, quantum computing has a high stake phase, which is transition phase, but is not yet visible because it's not commercially useful right now.
Hmm.
But
Not yet,
technological,
yes.
yes, but technological frontiers expecting this by 2030. So what
Okay, so we see there's a lot of in information in there. Some people might now think I'm going to buy the book, but some people might wonder when I have questions after the book, coming to an end of this interview. So first, where is the book available? And of course, when people want to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
So the book is available on Amazon, on all markets in America, in the United States. It has a three forms, a paperback, it has a Kindle and also
So in all
hardcover.
formats, it's available. Very
Yeah, all
good. Yeah.
forms, yeah.
And how can people get in touch with you when they feel like they have information missing or they want to ask questions and they maybe are interested in working with you?
Yes. So they all can find me on LinkedIn profile, my LinkedIn profile. Um, Andrzej Thoresen, it's easy to find. Also, my email address, my website is just my name
It's
and
all on
surname.
there.
Yes, and also I provided quite all of these contacts in my book at the end of the book. So it's easy to find information and get in touch with me by email as well.
Perfect. So I think these are the perfect final words. We see innovation is extremely important and having expertise not only in theory but also in the real world comes with the book of N.J. Thoresen because she works in the real world while at the same time bringing everything in paper form or electronically right to you, including the opportunity to get in touch with you. At the end of this interview, there's only one thing left for me to say, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Niels.